I'm gonna tell y'all one embarrassing story about a time I tried to inflate my ego with a fine bitch. I used to work in a nursing home that I'm now currently leaving, and I got my position switched to one to another, which was the only reason I was able to interact with this such and such women. I'm thinking this shit potentially going somewhere. Well, not even going somewhere as in serious. I just want to simply see where it goes. I just want to see if I could get comfortable with this motherfucker at the bare minimum. You know, started talking to her. I think it lasted about like a week and a half. She started bringing up my friend. Shit just started going downhill from there. I was like, hey, bet, you ain't gotta fuck with me and shit. And based off of how she moved, just like she's pretty much saying like I'm going to fuck with you and him. I was like, okay, I don't know how that's gonna turn out, but shit, I'm a entertain the idea as of now. Ain't nothing else around. Shit, I think I just started. This is around the time I finally stopped talking to motherfuckers I was trying to keep in contact with. Not even just for lustful or, romantic reasons, like models and overall connections over time since I've been arrested. It's almost been in a 2-year span with some of these motherfuckers going back and forth. But, as of now, just to continue it, I'd say around 2 weeks in, yeah. Around the next month, I think I basically just exchanged numbers, got them set up, whatever the fuck, or however the fuck they, want to link up or whatever. And next thing you know, I actually caused it to happen for him, because neither side was really too pressed, but well, with the exception of her, the big one I was talking to, and shit, I put them on. They called me on FaceTime one time, while I'm staying later, cleaning the room, doing floor tech and stuff like that, getting a link and meet. Pretty much she allegedly pulled up drunk. She's saying some childish stuff like, oh, he don't like me for real. He didn't give me a hug when I pulled up. I was like, bro, at a certain age, especially if you're older than me, I think you could hit somebody with better game than that. You know what I'm saying? But I guess I'll just give a for effort response to that. Pretty much after I set up the move for him, get him comfortable, get a little bit more blunt, start to loosen up myself, stop giving a fuck. Yeah, they start getting a groove on, whatever. And the only reason they allegedly called me because this dude was saying that she kept on was like riding my dick and keep on consistently bringing me up, like glazing me, like while in front of this man, which I also didn't get. And I guess she just temporarily wasn't feeling him until I got on the phone call and pretty much, yeah, y'all do what y'all do. They allegedly, I'm sure they kiss. I'm like, shit, I don't see why they both will lie. I just didn't see it. And shit, I think probably like one more time after that, got them set up or whatever the fuck. And I was just like, okay. It like they about to potentially do something. They go into the back seat. Like shit, he did that showing me like her ass from an angle on FaceTime. Well, yeah, while they're going back there or whatever the fuck. And I think less than 10, 15 minutes later, as I'm about to hop in the shower, this nigga called me. She was like, yeah, it's getting too late. It's like, shit, I ain't really trying to fuck with her. Oh, yeah, another thing. She had STDs in the past, and we couldn't tell her current status. She didn't really want to I wouldn't say be too talkative about it, but she pretty much didn't. And, that's the only reason, according to him, as to why he didn't do what he wanted to do that night. Because she's like, shit, he most definitely could have. But he was just like, nah, that shit whack. That shit weird. You all up on me. You don't want to tell me no SCDs. And then you want me to pay for dates still while you out here fucking with other dudes. Like, yo ass a whole weirdo. And shit, to that degree, I get where he coming from. And shit, at that point, after the phone, I was like, well, this ain't going nowhere. Might as well just talk to the other receptionist up front. So be it. Tried that, even though, shut in the past this time. According to her, it could just be bullshitting or just not a lack of interest. She got a boyfriend. Yeah, that's alright, cool. I can't be up in this motherfucker face no more. I ain't finna press that shit either. Guess it's just time to goddamn just make myself a little bit more productive. Cause the only two good looking motherfuckers in here that was somewhat available to me, at least at certain points before this period, seemingly off the table. Yeah, more and more distance happened between me and this girl, Cecilia. And just like at this point, I'm entertaining her just for like rides and food home. I'm gonna see how much we can and can't get after I'm flirting with her. But, after a certain point, she pretty much just stopped offering it. Me, I'm not finna keep on asking for you. So one day, she just ended up getting up and started actively becoming a little bit more flirtatious, Maybe it's just trying to get my attention or something. I didn't really have the energy in me, but I attempted to play along with it until I could find my way out the break room. That's just one thing about me. Sometimes I'm not the most directive when it comes to walking out of situations. We'll direct or just, get up and walk out in front of somebody's face. I typically try to ease my way out of a situation versus making it awkward. And, I respect those who do the opposite. But for her, and got up, started trying to play with me and shit like that. I was like, you know what? I might just boost my ego for a little minute. Let me see what else I could get the bad bitch to do. Let me feel a little player for 10 seconds. I think I did get a meal and probably no more than like 1 or 2 rides home after that temporarily, since it's strictly transactional and shit, since, you eventually stop doing what you're doing, I don't have a realistic reason to talk to you. I can't crack because you could have an STD I'm worried about, and for some reason, even though you allegedly want to entertain us, you want to hide that for some reason. And I can't even say like I slipped up or technically did anything embarrassing, with the exception of I think I got in infatuation stage, like when the motherfucker keeps on going through your head and like nonstop, almost to an unhealthy degree in my opinion, but I guess that's just biological. But sometimes the brain fucking goes against you. I'm pretty sure y'all could tell I'm younger based off the story alone I'm telling. But that once the infatuation stage kicked in and I already decided I ain't really finna entertain this motherfucker unless she's gonna keep it transactional and shit. I might have to up my price. Like, that's what I'm just thinking as of right now. Like, shit, she gotta give me some money or something, or she don't mind sending me some money or something, something of the sort. Yeah, girls just like, shit, I'm not finna fucking listen to your horror stories. Oh yeah, that was another thing too. That at first, I didn't mind really caring about what you did in the past as long as I'm not trying to wife you or no shit like that. But when you're telling me that and you're not giving me shit, it's like, at this point, what are we doing? Like, just to throw this in there was a time when I was bored enough and new to the position I was transitioning to. She was pretty much, for a short period, the only person I had actually found a way to maneuver around the building and not get caught, willing to talk to. She pretty much was out of sight to motherfuckers that was in higher up positions because they were typically inactive at the time, despite if you were walking around the building entirely, you could see us, but so yeah, the horror stories, I'm not really into, like, why the fuck would I give a fuck or, want to entertain you to any degree, like, one, for example. One, shit, I'll make a whole YouTube video about it if y'all want me to. One was she told she was linking up with some dude that she met off of Instagram and dead ass bought a hotel room. And if I show you this woman in terms of presentation and looks is an easy 10 out of 10. But I'm like, bitch, I'm like, bro, you're buying $200 for a dude that you met off of Instagram just so you. I'm assuming that, like, there's no way y'all not cracking. Like, let's be for real. Who's even gonna sleep in that bitch and not crack? Like, that's fucking weird in itself. So, you know, you do it, whatever the fuck. And when she went on to the rest of the story, she basically said like she had $500 in cash, like in 100s. That basically she took off another dude, and at first I didn't believe that part of the story. And this dude had took $200 in cash. You know, before this point, the point I'm about to get to, I thought all this was cap. So he cracked. After not really knowing you too well, just having conversations on Instagram and stuff like that, and you know, and stole $200. Like, damn, was it not good? Was it not worth it? Well, apparently not. And you know that's cool or whatever the fuck, but how casually she's saying it, she's just making it easier for me to not respect her. Like, yeah, I don't entertain bops on a serious romantic level, but don't make me lose respect for you too. Like, but shit, you know, at the same time, if you're showing me openly you got red flags, I don't see a good reason as to why I should ignore them, right? Okay, so on to the next point. Ugh. Well, back to the the previous point. I think I got the most embarrassed is and I know the infatuation was more biological. Like, I could feel hormones going off versus, like, this is a logical reason. Like, I would like or want to actually pursue a future with this type of person. You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, damn. Despite me knowing I'm doing wrong and doing all the wrong things on purpose, somehow my brain, or I guess body, is trying to force me to consistently go back to this motherfucker. Like, you can't get, like, I'm dead ass watching a game like of old Fear 2006 videos, and like thoughts of her in the fucking game was appearing in my head. Like, I'm getting scared at a certain point. Like, I never had daydreams about a bop this much. You know what I'm saying? And shit. Boy, I don't know how embarrassing that was. I'm like, out of all the things I did and all the situations I've been through, how the fuck did I end up here? What did I do wrong for this bitch to be stuck in my head? Because I at this time, I'm not even physically talking to her, like, by choice. Like, this motherfucker, she's getting nervous when she see me. She's slapping her head on the corners. She's covering her face with binders, running around corners to avoid me. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And I think and you know, she's older too. Like, she's almost 30. I genuinely don't even understand for a certain point. I was just like, how could a motherfucker like that be so nervous in general, especially if you have as much experience as you claim you do, or get folded and tricked as much as you do? I'm one of those motherfuckers too. Like, I'm not with the sympathy shit. Like, you know, everybody does you wrong and all this other shit. I'm like, bro, I don't care. I'll finesse you too. Because once you try to treat me as if you're green, I'm just gonna do enough to, if I could see that I could benefit from it. And I don't mean like actually spending any money or actually putting any more effort than what I was already previously doing, because outside of that, wasn't too much more outside of being talking and flirtations, maybe a little physical here and there, you know what I'm saying? But I'd say one of the main takeaways I learned from that is that lust could be painful too. Because shit, I did not deserve to go over such an infatuation stage. with somebody who I knew was just a dumbass bop that could speak properly and manage to look well. And that's pretty much all it was to it. I was just like, boy, what? Do I need to go back to having more people entertaining me? Do I need to go back to quote-unquote Playboy mindset? How the fuck this gonna turn out? Because I don't deserve to be having bop stuck in my head.